Hello everybody, welcome back to the Youth Academy Challenge with Folkestone Invicta, and we are in the Premier League. We are 5 games into the Premier League and it's interesting. We've got the Master Apprenticeship Derby. That's what I'm naming this to give it a bit of drama. Let's go and take on Port Vale. Yes, hello everybody, fellow managers, welcome back to the save, and we find ourselves in 9th in the Premier League, which is quite frankly incredible. I don't think we're going to stay there very long at all, but we are 4 games in. Sorry, Port Vale will be our 5th game, but 4 games in, 2 wins, 2 losses, 6 points on the board. It is 6 points more than what Port Vale have. It's 5 more points than the other 2 teams in the relegation spots, so it's good to get points on the board early, isn't it? And if we look at the schedule, then you can see after that very disappointing 1-0 loss to Reading, where we played well. I don't think we deserved to lose. James Barnes got sent off, and that sort of cost us the game a little bit, I would say. We went to Brentford, at Brentford Stadium, and won 5-2. John Perry-Joseph getting a hat-trick in this one was absolutely fantastic. And I thought, oh my God, we're in here. We're the Premier League. What a joke. We're going to be fine. Arsenal put us in our place. They came, we went to the Emirates Stadium, 4-1. Yes, Lucas Hull got sent off. Massimo Engelfield missed a penalty. Our goal that we scored was actually an own goal from Arsenal, so we didn't actually score ourselves. And they scored 4, so that was fun. We followed that by getting knocked out of the cup by Plymouth as well on penalties. A 91st minute goal from Engelfield is actually what got us the draw. And then Adam Cross missed his penalty, and that was that. We were out. Plymouth knocked us out. But we did follow that out with a 3-2 win over Middlesbrough at the Harbour Arms Stadium. Coda Cuedo got 2. Balberia got our 3rd. And it was goals for Stupar and Muir for Middlesbrough. We came away with this one. We'll just dive into this game because it was an interesting one. Because we created loads of chances, but Middlesbrough, we outscored our XG quite considerably by like 1.5 goals, basically. And Middlesbrough underperformed by nearly half a goal. But we created good chances, 2 clear-cut chances. We hit the woodwork. The difference, why I think we're going to struggle this year in the Premier League, is our defence and goalkeeper just feels, and it's the best defence and goalkeeper we can put out. It's nothing against the players we've got, but it feels like so below the level we need in the Premier League. Like, I think our attacking lineup with Engelfield, Cuedo, Carson, Balberia as a sort of front 4 is really good, but I feel like it's our backup, I feel like it's our defensive system which is our weak spot. Because if we go and look at the club and just dive into these sorts of players, so Anthony Haynes, easily the best goalkeeper at the club. He's a Vanarama national goalkeeper, and I touched on this in the last episode, but it's just that the difference between, I think, the skill level of player in the higher echelon teams in the Premier League compared to what we played in the Championship last year for finishing, movement, ability all round is just miles ahead of what our defenders and goalkeeper can put up with. So I think we're going to be scraping the barrel this year for survival. I've never been relegated in a Youth Academy Challenge before, ever. In all the Youth Academy Challenges I've done from like 3 years ago when I started doing them, I've never been relegated. I would say this is the most worried I've been about a relegation, and we're sitting 9th in the Premier League at the moment, by the way, but this is the most worried I've been about a relegation in a Youth Academy Challenge since I've been doing them. Probably since I've played Football Manager, to be honest, since I've been playing this game. Haynes is a Vanarama national level goalkeeper. Dickey at right back. Okay, he's our backup right back, but he's a Vanarama national north-south player. We started Adam Cross and Gardner, good Vanarama National League player. Raphael Gardner, leading Vanarama north-south player, could potentially be a Premier League level player, but some way off it. Lucas Hull is a good League 2 player. So this is the level of player we've got in our back 5 at the moment. And even if you bring in the slightly bigger hitters, better players, Craig Jones, leading Vanarama north-south player, like really, really not that good. Danny Taylor, like Vanarama north-south standard player, but could improve a lot. So we're putting a lot of faith, and then Ben Rees is the final one, who's a decent League 2 player. So our whole first choice and backup defenders are at best League 2 standard, and we're in the Premier League. I think that's going to be our undoing this year. Now, it sort of makes me think, should I change and we'll go a bit more defensive and maybe look to give them a bit more options? But then I'm like, no, why would we do that? Let's stay attacking. Our attacking is our best output in our team. Let's get the ball forward to our attackers and hope that we can just score more than the opposition when we do it. I mean, it sounds like I'm knocking the defence. I mean, Anthony Haynes has started pretty damn well this season. He's on a 6.8, which if you were to pick a Vanarama National League player and put them in the Premier League and they score just below a 7 in their first 4 games, I think you'd be pretty happy, to be honest. And it's just that sort of relativity that I think me saying it out loud means that I'm going to be more aware of it, that our defenders are just shit for this level. There's no other way to describe it. But playing them enough will give them improvements. They'll start getting better. They'll hopefully fulfill their potential, which is obviously a good thing as well. And again, for those people that don't think personalities, and I'm not saying it's the be all and end all, but if you look at the personalities of people that we've kept, who have developed and now are in the first team in the Premier League, most of them are going to be around about professional level, right? We've got more fairly professionals in here than anything else. And it just goes to show that it does make a difference in the game. For those people that write it off, I think you can have enough natural talent. Kaduku Edu, for example, probably has enough natural talent to mean that his mentality, if we keep him happy, it doesn't really matter. But more often than not, it's the ones with fairly professional. Ellis Johnson stepped up from the youth team, doing really well. Arrows all across the board. Like, he's improving, looking really good, looking to see what we can do with him. But overall, I am very happy. Obviously, John Perry Joseph is our best average rating in the club at the moment. Green arrows all across the board. Light-hearted. People did say don't write off the light-hearted personality. I'm definitely not going to. But green arrows all across the board. Improving a lot. Scored 2 goals, which is in 1 game, which is probably why he's got such a good average rating over the season. But yeah, he's doing really well. I need to decide what I want to do with him. He's not quite got the acceleration and the pace to be a winger. His finishing at the moment is going up with a huge green arrow, right? And this is crazy, by the way. I've never seen this, like this many green arrows. I think he's going to be an absolute world-class player. If he can fulfill his potential, he's going to be an absolute world-class player. But he's got really good passing technique, but his vision is low. So playmaking-wise for technical stuff is good, but mentally maybe a little bit off. Finishing is probably a little bit low to be our starting striker, but he's got good off the ball, but yeah, lacks the pace and acceleration. He's not that tall, not with the greatest jumping reach, but does have decent physicals. And it's tough because everything's getting better. I feel like he can't play on the wing. I mean, he could play on the wing. He's got very good crossing, but I sort of feel like attacking midfield should be his position to be. Or do we give him a run up front? At the moment, he plays up front when Englefield's injured. He's on the bench and he comes on up front for Englefield. The issue we have is that we've got good players in all those positions up front. Kaduku Edu just does not deserve to be dropped. Like, he does not deserve to be dropped from that attacking midfield spot. He's got 3 goals in 4 games and a 7.2 average rating. Like, he just does not deserve to lose out on that spot. But when you compare him, if we compare him to John Perry Joseph, you can see John Perry Joseph is better defending, better physically, less speed, but vision, attacking, technical, aerial, and mental is if better or equal in absolutely all of them. He only lacks speed, and I feel like for speed, that's the position to get away with it, right? Is attacking midfield. You don't need a lot of speed in attacking midfield to do it. And then you're like, okay, we could push Kaduku Edu out to the left because he likes to play on the left-hand side. That's taken up by Balberia, who probably doesn't deserve to be dropped. But then when you compare Balberia with Kaduku Edu and you look at attacking midfield left, look at how much, not better, because Balberia has it technically, but the speed for Balberia is pretty much the only thing you look at as a standout advantage, because he's got physical and speed, but vision, attacking, technical, aerial, and mental. And we don't really worry about defending on our wingers. But yeah, Kaduku Edu just looks, and that's the conundrum I've got. Do I sacrifice Balberia? Because then you're like, okay, you could put Balberia on the right, and then you're comparing Balberia with Carson, where he is, Ryan Carson. And Ryan Carson's our starting right winger, right? That's where we like to play him. And Carson has better speed, better physicals, slightly less in mentals. Aerial, they're 2 and 4, doesn't really matter. Technicals, he's slightly less, but he's better overall at attacking with less vision. And I'm like, oh my God, what is the choice? What do I do for these front four? Like, attacking midfield, right wing, left wing, striker. You can't drop Englefield. He's been the top goal scorer for God knows how long at the club every year. Just delivers up front. Just absolutely. 31 goals in 41 in the Championship, 27 in 41. He hasn't scored this year, but I feel like I can't drop Massimo Englefield at all. He's also getting slightly better. Mentally, he's absolutely brilliant as well. But I feel like that's the conundrum we've got at the moment. Because then on the bench, we've got Will Phillips, nowhere near technically as good, but physically is an outrageously good striker, physically. And that does count for a lot. Other players coming through on the wing, you've got KD Wayborn, who I'm trying to give a bit more game time to, but he'll struggle because our other players are so good. And we're getting to that point in the save where it's such a conundrum now for these wide attack, well, not just a wide attacking players, all the attacking players. And don't really know. I don't really know. I think if you were to go with probably the best team you could put out, it's probably that, right? It is probably Balberia getting dropped for Kuedu, who is, this we've reverted back to this. Well, we played this against Middlesbrough because they're a weaker team, so it probably would be something like this again. So Joseph in behind Englefield, Carson on the right, Kuedu on the left. But then I'm like, if you've got Joseph and Englefield, could you go back to our 4-2-4? Because it would utilise Kuedu and Carson better as the wingers they want to be. You could have Joseph up here rather than a target forward. You could play him a deep lying forward to try and help out to drop into the defence. You get Englefield up there in the position that he scores loads of goals. You keep the midfield. You keep the back four in a similar system to what we had before. So I'm torn. I am torn about what to do with this squad. And that is making it awkward. As I'm sure you can tell coming across from this video. Now, we've won 2, lost 2 in the Premier League. There's an argument to say don't change anything. But I feel like I just want to get my best players into the team every time. And that's an awkward... It's proving awkward to do that because I can't chuck more attackers on. I can't have Balberia. I could go for like a very odd 4-1-4-1. But then I think that's 2 attacking in the Premier League. It would leave us very vulnerable. You could go 3-2-4-1, but then we're going to be susceptible down the wings and it'll all get a little bit messy. So I don't know. Get your comments in down below. Get your suggestions, what you think we can do. Or do I just drop a certain player? And if that is, who drops down to the bench? Who misses out in this attacking lineup that we have available to us? And that's probably the main question I need your help with in this episode. And going forward in the series as well. It's not just this episode, obviously. But we shall see. We are taking on Port Vale today. They have started very badly under Ben Foster. Obviously, the apprentice we used to have. He was our assistant manager at one point. But that's not to say this is going to be easy, because they do have a good team. Jane Skiart out there, not looking the best, but their 34-year-old central midfielder will dictate play. Looks pretty good. They've got some other good players down here as well. Let's come out of this contract view that I was looking at for my own team. Let's go into, which view do I want? Custom, homegrown fix. So top goal scorer is Yusuf Maega, the centre back. They're going to be dangerous from set pieces, as all the AI teams are, which is why we don't mind doing it. Striker Nikos Dimopoulos looks pretty good. Not very tall, is a little bit more athletic or pacey and athletic rather than height and jumping. So we'll have a look at that. In fact, they've got Ricky Lingard. Yeah, okay, so he's probably their sort of more target man. And you'd suggest they're playing 2 up front. Flat 4-4-2, potentially. I'm tempted to go for our 4-2-4 because I feel like that would match them up and give us a bit of an advantage, because I think we've got the better squad. So I don't know. But I wanted to really use this episode to show you my thought process about players and the conundrums I'm having. Like, they're playing deep lying and an advanced forward in Lingard. I thought they would have used him as a bit of a target man and pace, but to have Dimopoulos dropping in is a bit weird, given that he's very, very, well, the quicker of the two. We haven't got them fully scouted, but the quicker of the two. mind's jumping a million miles a minute. We have sold Lewis Roberts. He's joining Leicester in the Premier League, so he's joining another Premier League club, £38,000. We're just going to call up one of our other goalkeepers when he leaves to join the first team squad. But yeah, Lewis Roberts is moving on. Not very good. Nowhere near the level of Anthony Haynes. Could have been a good choice, first choice goalkeeper, but I think once we had made the decision to promote Haynes to the first choice keeper, Lewis Roberts' time was up. So he's going to join Leicester, join them as a homegrown goalkeeper, I guess, and sit on the bench and do nothing for them, a la Scott Carson at Man City. But so do we start with this, or do I start 4-2-4? I'm not going to make my choice. We're going to start with this, and we're going to go with, I sort of want to bring Barnes back in, but Johnson's done nothing to be dropped. I think what we're going to do is bring Cross. We're going to put Berwick back here, because I prefer Berwick as a centre-back, to be honest. Great jumping reach, good passing ability as well. Gardner's sort of cementing himself back here as well, but he's not as good as a ball player as Berwick. And then we're going to take Cross. The thing with Cross is that his mentals are so good. His mentals are so good. But he can't really tackle. James Barnes is the better all-round player. Johnson is much more attacking than he wants to be. But he can tackle. Johnson's really improving as well, actually. It is good. Obviously the board accepted loads of stuff about improvements that I mentioned in the last episode, so they'll all be kicking in soon as well. I think we're going to go Johnson and Barnes in there, and we're going to try and get Barnes pushing up. We're going to see how that goes. Danny Taylor is lacking fitness. He's ready. He's limited for 45 minutes. So I think Danny Taylor's going to come in for Dickey. And then we have got Robert Murray on the bench as well. I think we start Taylor. Murray comes on when Taylor's off. So 45 minutes of action for Taylor. So if he's not above a 7, we will take him off after 45 minutes, I think. But yeah, so a little bit of an insight into my mind about how this season's going. What I'm thinking about and things like that. So it does look like, they're lining up in their 4-4-2. I sort of feel like I expect a win. I do expect a win. They're bottom of the table. They're not doing great. They haven't won a game. At least we've won 2 games. The other thing to do is potentially change Massimo Englefield to a different role. I like the pressing forward role, the 4-4-2. So Hayward's going to play a little bit more attacking. They are having Dimopoulos in a slightly more dropped off role. I just need to check this. I think I sped it up for when I was playing with myself. Not playing with myself. That's a strange turn of phrase. Playing on my own solo, not on camera. So Dimopoulos, he looks like he's going to be the quicker of the 2. Ricky Lingard, I don't know. They because we haven't scouted them, we can't see their thing. He's got better jumping reach. He's not that good technically, is he? He's really not that good technically. Dimopoulos is better technically. I'm just trying to think about what you can do. We don't want to man mark Dimopoulos if he's going to drop into this space. We want the holding midfielders to sort of take care of that. So let's just see how it unfolds. And we've got a highlight. Oh my God, it's like watching them run through treacle, isn't it? Let's speed that up by 1. Joseph into Kuedu. He's come out to this left-hand side for this game. Cross is deflected. Thorndike touches it over the bar. And that's not a bad start. I'm interested to see how Kuedu does. I've not really played him on the left as puts it in. Berwick's beaten at the front post. Joseph will keep it alive. The start suggests we're all over them. 3 minutes in. Kuedu with a free kick. Just into the roof of the net. And the start suggests it's in our favour at the moment. But I'm very wary of the 4-4-2. It's such a strong system that you can tweak and change and manipulate and set it up to work in so many different ways. It's quite hard to understand how this works. Now, we thought there'd be a threat from set pieces. Maega did get that on target. Oh, what a shot from Hazelwood or Hayward. But yeah, Maega at that front post does look like he's going to be dangerous. And you can see they're getting the momentum now. They're having more of it than us. And this was my worry in that 4-4-2. So they're playing wingers, fullback, wingback, roaming play. I think if we can try and take Hayward out of the game, not violently, I just mean like if we can try and take him out of the game in terms of stopping him getting on the ball and stuff. So Hayward, let's go hard, weaker foot, always press, and we'll get one of the holding midfielders to mark him as well. I think that should help us out a little bit. So Gardner short to Taylor. Taylor, well, I mean, he got there the second time, but then gives it away. Here is Hayward. Dinks that over top to Hare. Hare's in. It's 1-0 Port Vale. And this is what I was worried about. This 4-4-2 is irritating. Taylor gives it away and then gives it away again. Like, it's just, that's not great, is it? Demand more. That's what I mean. Since we were on top at the beginning, we've not really done anything. And you sort of feel like no-nonsense centre-backs, they're just going to be lumping this long. And what can we do against teams that lump it long? I think we're going to lower our tempo. I don't think we need to be as rushed. That's what I think. I think we don't need to be as rushed with this one. We can go distribute to anywhere across the back. We're going to drop our line back a little bit as well. And I think if we put them under a little bit less pressure, try and convince them to play out from the back. We don't need to step up more either, I don't think. Corner ball. Johnson swings it in. Berwick's at the front post. Great save from Thorndyke. 33 minutes and 33 seconds gone, that highlight. So, all right, our changes haven't kicked in yet. Good header from Gardner. As Barnes picks up the ball into Johnson. Both our central midfielders on a yellow card is interesting. Kuedu into Johnson again. Up it goes to Joseph. Good touch. He gets Taylor forward. Englefield. Back to Gardner. Gardner into Barnes. Good turn. Up to Englefield again. Englefield, heavy touch. Maega read it. Carson's there on the right-hand side. Into Barnes, who's forward. That's outside the box. And that will be a free kick. We don't need to worry too much about that one, ref. It was definitely outside the box. You can still book him, though, for that. But it was definitely outside the penalty box. And, yeah, I mean, it was one of the most obvious decisions ever in the world of football, I would suggest. And we're probably not even going to see the free kick. Oh, we are going to see the free kick. Johnson swings it in. Back post. Taylor can't get there. Gardner will not keep it alive. It goes out for a throw-in. And Port Vale are proving to be very, very irritating, aren't they? Lee Chong on the ball. Chucks it into here. Back to Chong. In it goes with the cross. Taylor heads it away. Scart is there. Chong puts it in. Dimopoulos. Oh my God. It's 2-0 to Port Vale here. We're changing this up. That isn't the 4-4-2 that I want. What I want is my 4-2-4 DM DLP. Because I think that will work a little better here. Johnson and Barnes. What's Barnes' passing? 11. And Johnson's passing is 7. So at the moment they can stay that way round. And then I think, yeah, we'll switch these two over. Joseph becomes a deep line forward on attack. And that's what we're changing to. 4-2-4. I did feel like the 4-2-4 against the 4-4-2 may be a bit of a better fit because it gets two strikers on their two centre-backs. And given the quality of player we've got, I think we're going to, if we can out attack their defenders and outplay their defenders, I think that's what we need to do. And given that their fullbacks are both playing very, very well, this should put them under a little bit more pressure. As Taylor comes forward with it into Barnes. Barnes out to Carson. Carson back into Barnes. So we're moving the ball well in this shape. And it's creating a lot of space. Johnson to Hull. Hull comes forward with it. Now, we don't have a real big target in the box. As Barnes is on the edge here. I thought he might shoot, but he didn't. Hull. Go down that outside again. Go on. You've got that. Hull picks it up. Kuedu, who's dropped deep. He's bouncing around. Johnson to Hull. Barnes. Kuedu. Englefield. I mean, he should score. He's offside, but still. More chances being created. We are lacking that target forward, which I am fully aware of. Let's say, show me something else in the second half. We'll go a little bit angry. I was going to say we owe Port Vale, but we'll go with this. So, yeah, the thing we could do, you could still use Joseph as a target forward. Because it's more about how they play. They don't necessarily have the stats. But we do have Will Phillips, who is very physical on the bench, who could help us out in this system. And Shuaibu as well, who's obviously a bit of a fan favourite and is still around. Here is Joseph. He needs runners in front of him. That's where we need Englefield to make a run. Good ball to Kuedu. Kuedu, in it goes. Englefield's there. Come on. That's more like it. That's what we want. 2-1. We're not out of this. The 4-2-4 is, I think, potentially the way to go if we come up against the 4-4-2. Barnes, lovely ball out to Kuedu with his 11 passing. Kuedu with a great cross. He does have decent crossing. I think it's 13 or 14. And then Englefield with a great header towards the back post. And it is now 2-1. And we are getting much more back into this game, if that's even correct English. But I feel like we can potentially make some changes here. Hour gone. I am worried about both of our central midfielders being on yellow cards. Now, Adam Cross has passing 12, not dreadful. Robert Murray could sit in there as well. But I think I'm going to want Murray to come on at right back for Taylor. Yes, we'll definitely get that move done because he was only meant to play 45 minutes. We have O'Hara that can play there as well, passing 13, so could take that position up. Ryan Griffiths could also be in there, passing 11. Balberi is probably going to come on the right-hand side, I think, for Carson, not having his best game, so we'll do that one. And then John Perry Joseph. In fact, what's John Perry Joseph's crossing 12? I mean, I'm actually going to not bring on Balberi just yet. We're going to go Joseph there, Carson off. Do we go Christian Shuaibu, who is great jumping reach, great stamina, great strength, good finishing, great passing? Or do we go Will Phillips, who's just full-on physical? I think we're going to go Shuaibu. I think Shuaibu's back. I think Shuaibu is officially back. We're going to leave him on attacking as well to try and get him to lay it off to Englefield a bit. We do still need to do something in the middle. It might be just a case of Adam Cross. I think we're just going to go experience rules the day. Barnes off. We'll move Johnson over here. We're still picking up a few yellow cards. We could. I think this is set actually to be get stuck in. Yeah, it is. So let's just take get stuck in off for a little bit. Always good to know your systems and when you've loaded them in. So let's see. Kuedu with a free kick. Dinks it up. Gardner's there. Oh my God, he's missed. He's offside as well. But again, he should score. He doesn't know the flag's up. Gardner at centre-back. Oh, that's a shocking miss, that is. Saved by the offside flag. Hayward puts it in. Header away from Bewick. Maega is there. Let's keep him away from our goal, please. He's a very good, tall centre-back that wins headers. Into Luer. Luer goes over the top. That's a good ball to find Idris, who's into the penalty area. Cuts onto that right foot. Idris, great challenge from Murray. And Hayward picks up the loose ball. Hayward still going. Hayward shoots. Good save from Haynes. It will be another corner. Murray nearly giving away a penalty, but he did get the ball, which is good. Hayward with the corner now. What can he do? Let's just, see, they don't feel guilty about using the front post cheese because the AI uses it all the bloody time as puts that one just over the bar. 18 minutes to go. I think let's have a look at our bench. We've got 2 subs left. I think we're going to do Ratton on for Hole at left back. And then I think we need to replace Johnson. If we can get energy in there. Robert Murray has picked up a knock. I haven't got another right back. Raphael Gardner's not playing. Both centre-backs are playing pretty crap. But I'm going to go for energy in the midfield. And it's a choice of youngsters. It's O'Hara. Good physicals. Good passing, good crossing, determined. Overall lacks a bit of technique. Or it's Griffiths. Better technique. Passing's okay. Bit more of an all-round player. I'm going to go O'Hara just because he can actually play the role in here. And then I think we're going to go Segundo Volante because he's more of an attacking player. So let's get him up the pitch. And we need to get an equaliser anyway. So 15 minutes to go. Port Vale have changed it a little bit. They have taken Hayward off actually. So they've moved who their playmaker is, which is now Sickart here. So Sickart... Let's go hard, weaker, always press. And then we're going to put their back 4 under a load of pressure as well. Let's not let their back 4 have any respite. That might be a system we have to utilise a bit more in the Premier League as well. Individual instructions for just trying to stop people build up. Here's Murray with that injury. Joseph holds it up. Back to Murray. Back to Gardner. He's got Cross there. Does use Cross into Shuaibu. Shuaibu ball through to Englefield. Oh, he could have gone so much closer to goal. He took it early. Shuaibu proving his worth. O'Hara, the youngster, will take this corner. Swings it in. Looks for the front post. Kuedu keeps it alive. Go on, get another cross in. Clyde with a good challenge. O'Hara takes over. Turns onto his right foot. Just forced back towards Cross. And, we have a few minutes to go. I've left this a little bit late, but we will go attacking. I think it's going to be a 2-1 loss. It's been an open game. We've had 3 clear-cut chances and we've only got 1 goal. That is abysmal finishing. They didn't have 1 clear-cut chance and scored 2. 3 clear-cut chances and we scored 1 goal. That's really irritating. I'm not happy. I'm sort of am happy and I'm sort of not happy. Like, we're still up in 11th. Port Vale get their first win of the season, but they're the teams. Port Vale and Reading, we have to pick points off of them, and we just haven't. And that is annoying. That is really, really annoying. But it's a win for the apprentice, isn't it? Ben Foster gets the better of us, and that is annoying. That is very annoying. But let me know your thoughts down below. A bit of a different episode today. We don't get too many like that where I think out loud about tell you what's going on. We've got a very, very tough run of fixtures coming up now, though. Liverpool, Villa, Leicester, Tottenham United, Fulham, City, Chelsea. And then it eases off a little bit with Forest, Southampton, Brighton, Norwich, Newcastle, West Ham. But this is going to be brutal. So I think we're going to play all these games off camera and we'll come back for Forest and Southampton to see how that brutal run of live games on TV, which gets us a lot of money, but we'll see how we are looking when it comes to that. I'm expecting us to be, if not in the relegation zone, floating very, very close to it. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Still absolutely loving this save. Still loving Football Manager, which is strange. It's been out for bloody ages. But yeah, really enjoying it. And that is down to you and the community we've built as well. So if you want to get involved a bit more, get in the Discord. You'll get a notification whenever I stream live or videos come out on either of my channels. And yeah, that's great. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Cheers.